So what if all the changes we're seeing with Pro iPhones is actually part of a broader strategy, so to speak? Because yes, it looks like Apple is ready to take on more products into the Pro strategy, but this time with a purpose. It seems the rumors we've heard before about the future of Exynos chips gets a bit more concrete, and if you thought that Elon Musk was the owner of Twitter, think again, as things just got interesting. I'm Jaime Rivera, and there's a saying, be careful what you wish for, because I'm back to living permanently jet-lagged. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with Twitter, Elon Musk, and Blockbuster deals going south. If you haven't been paying attention, back in April, Musk announced that he was going to buy the company for a $44 billion deal and pretty much force his way into buying it too. Twitter eventually accepted, but we knew we'd have to wait for different entities to approve it before it was finalized. Now, after all that uncertainty, a new report mentioned that Elon sent a letter to Twitter in which he confirmed that he is terminating the merger deal. He stated that the social media platform didn't comply with his contractual obligations, so as a result, he will not be acquiring the company. And if you're asking what the board thinks of this, well, they're obviously not happy. Chairman Brett Taylor said that they're committed to closing the transaction on the original terms, that they will also pursue legal action to enforce the merger deal. Watch Elon's Twitter right now for his response to that. But yeah, all that sounds like PR jargon, and we agree. And also, on the original agreement, there is a $1 billion penalty clause if Musk backed out, but it seems that Twitter wants more, so it's unclear what will happen. Keep you posted. Now let's talk about nothing, and I know we're just a couple of hours away from the event, but hey, the company keeps leaking their own stuff. On a Twitter thread from this weekend, the company shared a bunch of unedited and unfiltered images that were taken with the phone 1. In addition to that, they also confirmed that the phone will use a 50-megapixel Sony IMX766 as its primary sensor. The camera system has dual OIS and EIS, and you will also be able to record videos in 1 billion colors. It will also come with a dark mode and scene detection that will automatically identify what you're capturing and will suggest the best settings for the shot. They also went ahead and stated on a blog that companies nowadays stack cameras for an illusion of innovation, but then you'll only get the LiDAR sensors that are never really used and more cameras of low quality, so that is why nothing Phone 1 has 2 superb cameras, not 4 mediocre ones, which is a very bold statement that I actually appreciate because I'm sick of those 2-megapixel macros, which actually started with one of Carl's previous companies. LOL. So yeah, let's see how the announcement goes tomorrow. Moving on, let's talk about Samsung and some great news for the Galaxy S23 series if you're not a fan of Exynos chips. Isn't it an irony that we're happy about certain things we shouldn't be? Let me explain. For those of you who weren't familiar, customers have been complaining about the poor performance from Exynos chips when compared to their Snapdragon counterparts for years, and I mean years. Now, according to a new report from Ming-Chi Kuo, and I know he's covering Samsung now. Welcome to the pack, dude. Well, apparently Qualcomm will be the sole supplier of SoCs for the Galaxy S23 series. This would be a result of how badly the Exynos 2200 performs in comparison to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, and especially with the S22 Ultra. So yeah, it feels like Samsung is digging itself a bigger hole every time when they release a new chipset. But remember, we've also heard that they're assembling a team of 1,000 engineers to work on their high-end processor for Galaxy devices, but that would be ready until 2025 with the S25 series apparently. We'll see what Samsung finally ends up doing because, I mean, Snapdragon on all Galaxies is a good thing. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk about Apple and even more information on the next generation Apple Watch. And listen, I know it's hard for Apple Watches to make the hottest news, but bear with me as a lot of it is starting to make sense. Yes, there's been a ton of leaks of the Apple Watch Series 8, but it seems there might be a reason why this is happening. Apparently, the Apple Watch could be taking a major chunk of the spotlight at Cupertino's next event. Remember that high-end watch for extreme sports that we've been discussing discussing or even talked about last week? Well, according to Mark Gurman, this could be the latest addition to Apple's Pro lineup. This watch will reportedly bring a bigger and more shatter-resistant display, enhanced swimming and hiking sensors, larger battery life, and higher-end materials like metal that should tolerate more abuse. Clearly, they're going after Garmin and all of the real sport watches out there. Now, that being said, Gurman claims that the Sport Apple Watch, or Pro Apple Watch, will be a direct competitor to the Galaxy Watch Pro, which will most likely be announced next month. So it seems both companies are going after Garmin, so to speak. And of course, this watch will cost $1,000 because it's a Pro moniker. And for any of you who think the price is crazy, ask how much I paid for my Garmin Epix 2. I do wonder what Samsung will be pricing that Galaxy Watch if Apple is looking to compete against it. But anyways, in today's question, what would be an ideal price you would be willing to pay for an Apple Watch Pro? Because in my case, it all depends on how pro it is. I mean, seriously, people don't debate the price of Garmin's because they're true fitness computers and you get to pick from the variety of options that they have, so you don't necessarily have to pay $1,000 to get the same functionality. Which means that in my case, I wouldn't pay more than what I'd pay for a base Garmin Fenix, which is what, $650? But that's just me. Leave us a comment down below, we'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me debate the obvious. I'm not complaining. I like traveling again. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.